as a woman, as a black woman, I was never given anything for free. Never. Like, never. I don't even know what that is. But like, I have to work. I have to work and I have to work for it. I don't have the same luxuries as so many other people competing for the things that I want. So does that mean I'm gonna quit? No. It just means I just have to make the time for it. I'm not saying run yourself into the ground either, because I hate that mentality just as much, which is you're not supposed to take any breaks on the way to your goals. Shut the hell up. Channel. So today we're talking all about 2020 goals. 2020 goals, where are you? Where you at? Why do you dip out? You left us with Miss Corona for what? Like for what? Confused. Why?
Hey. How y'all doing?
So we're talking all about 2020 goals. The reason being, as I understand that many of us have suffered at the hands of Miss Corona. I want to say indirectly suffered because obviously people are dying, let's be very clear. But I think that the rest of us that are moving around in this world kind of forgot that we're moving around this world. Like, there are things that we need to still motivate ourselves to do. There are things that we still need to work towards. 2021 is around the corner, and I'm sorry, I refuse to believe that Corona's gonna rule my life. So I'm so focused right now. I'm so motivated. I'm constantly pushing myself to accomplish the things that I want to accomplish. I just want to shine some light on some tips and tricks that could probably help you guys out as well to accomplish your goals, as well as just like help get you guys motivated, get you back into that mindset. We have 5 months left. 5 months left to 2020. We just gotta do this for 5 more months. I'm not saying Corona is gonna end on January 1st, but I'm just saying we just have to do this for 5 more months and see what we can accomplish within that time. I would hate to think that 2020 was the year that we just were bored in the house, we were in the house bored. There has to be something, like something good will come from this. Miss Rona is not stopping anything, honey. So we're stopping a lot, let's be clear. She's stopping actually quite a bit. But if you're interested in this video as well as this beat, because this is a chit chat, get ready with me, y'all. If you're interested in this beat, which I know you are, then hit that subscribe button. I'm not gonna say keep watching. Hit that subscribe button and let's get into this video. Hey, it's me coming down Sesame Street. So it goes like something like that. Do, 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 do. I don't know why that's in my head. That was really weird. Oh, anyways, you know how juicy a second day twist out looks? It's like crazy. I really wish the bottom of my hair was thicker because I would just be lit thing. The girls would be gagged. Let's get into it. Today's chit chat, get ready with me. We have a lot to talk about. A lot to talk about. As usual, priming my skin with the Milk HYDROGRIP primer. Like, why does everything cost money? This is not what we're talking about today, but it just made me think, I'm like, you know how lit my YouTube tutorials would be if I could just have all the music, like my playlist, playing while I actually get to like do my makeup without a copyright infringement? Goodness, God forbid. Today, I want to talk to you about your 2020 goals. Sorry, let me just... The reason being is because we are now in August, baby girl. So we need to figure out where we are with our 2020 goals and what we're doing about it. And now I'm just taking my Laura Mercier loose powder in brown, medium brown, I think. Just patting that in. But yes, girl, we're talking about our 2020 goals. Why? Because I feel like everyone feels like Miss Rona stopped their lives, and that's not the case at all. Like, I don't know why people are thinking like, well, this dream's done. This goal's not gonna get to be finished. I'm just gonna quit. I don't know her. The reality is that this is the 8th month of the year, and so if I do quick maths, we have 5 left. Technically, wouldn't it be 4? But technically this month hasn't happened yet. So we technically have 5 months left. Okay, good. I was correct. I'm just taking the Kat Von D Beauty 24 Hour Super Brow Long Wear Pomade. This is in the color Walnut. We have 5 months left, and people are just kind of like giving up on their goals, which I do not agree with at all. Like, for what? Why? Just because you can't go outside, and maybe you can't travel, that doesn't mean that you have to like stop the rest of your goals. Like I get it's depressing, but that doesn't mean the world stops. The world had to stop for Corona. The world had to stop for COVID, but like you and your world doesn't have to stop. Anywho, what are my goals? Let me remind myself. Yeah, like one of mine was to travel 4 times. Obviously, I had to readjust. However, I have like 3 that are money oriented, actually 4 that are money oriented. 1 that is just like something that I should be doing. And then the rest are just like statistical goals or goals that I've updated halfway through the year. And again, 2 more I can check off. So I have 11 total goals. 1 I had to cross off because of travel. And I've accomplished 3 goals. And I'm close to at least 3 more. Girl, Miss Corona is not stopping anything but travel, believe me. Using the Fit Me Matte and Poreless foundation. This is in the color 370 Deep Bronze. I surprisingly think this foundation is too dark for me. Like a smidgen. As a black woman, I'm obviously not mad at that. It's like the first time in my life. Like I keep saying, Miss Corona is not stopping anything. We're gonna go into concealer with the Too Faced Born This Way concealers. These are the multi-sculpting concealers in Chestnut and Cocoa to contour. I wanna motivate you guys. Like I think that so many of us have let this stuff like really get to us. And you know what, in the beginning, yes, for sure, it was really, really depressing. But I think a lot of us are beyond that now. And we're just trying to get the most out of 2020 in like intangible things though. Like the amount of people I see out at patios, and I'm not saying don't do it every once in a while, and especially if your city has a low rate, I'm not saying that. Take a step back and think about the fact that we only have 5 months left in 2020. Are the things that you're doing in your day-to-day helping you accomplish those goals? And the reason why I say that is because we need to be using the time wisely. Like we don't know if we're gonna end up in like a crazy second wave. We don't know what's gonna happen during the winter. Sorry, we don't know what's gonna happen during the winter. So I'm just like, why would I waste this time like partying and gallivanting? Not that it's not fun, but why would I waste it doing that when there are other things that I might be needing to do during the time where things are actually open? So let's start with 5 things plus 1 bonus, I'm pretty sure. 5 things that are gonna help you accomplish your goals for the rest of 2020. They're no major secrets, they're just my secrets, and they're things that are helping me kind of move forward with things that I have planned. So number 1, write down your goals. I don't care if it's halfway through the year, write those goals down. And the reason is I don't know what it is about it being tangible on a physical piece of paper, but there's something about writing your goals down that, and I'm not talking about typing them, I'm talking about put them on a piece of paper and keep that piece of paper somewhere sacred. Every year I usually write mine in my yearly planner. I usually have a planner. I've had a planner since like since I started going to school, like an agenda. Is that kind of mentality. I've always needed a planner. Even if I don't feel every day, every year I buy a planner. And the reason or logic behind it is that I'm writing my goals down. So even if I don't use it every day, even if I don't use it every month even, I have my goals in the back, obviously, because that's the end of the year, and it allows me to reflect before I get into the next year as to what I did, what I didn't do. An agenda, journal, calendar, those are things that you usually take with you wherever you go. So if you move, you usually are able to automatically spot it. Don't write it on the back of like a newspaper. You know what I mean? That might end up in the trash. But like, you know that your agenda, journal, whatever, is supposed to be going with you. So you'll likely take care of it, make sure that it's where it needs to be, that kind of thing. So highly recommend that. I find that there's something that I find that it's like almost manifesting. If you write it down, it's like concrete. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know how there's a saying there. There's a saying there that it's like when you put your words into actions or you put them into something physical, that they become real. Like there's a thing, 1000% believe that. Now, you might not get everything that you write down, but if you have 6 and you accomplish 3 to 4, that's great. It's better than not having a list or not having a goal and accomplishing 0. So that's tip number 1. Write down your goals. Oh, and 1B of that or 1A of that, don't tell the world. Move in silence. Write down your goals. That's what, you see how I looked at my little book? I didn't tell you guys what's on there. I reposted something the other day and it was like, don't tell the world your goals. You can tell friends, and I don't mean every friend, I mean some friends, because there are some friends that I don't know. But tell some friends, like a couple, what your plans are for yourself. That's totally fine, but don't tell the world. Like, I stopped posting, aside from if it's like a contest or something, I stopped posting what I am doing in my life a long time ago. You guys don't see my man. For all you know, he's a ghost. Like, you don't see all the things that I'm working on because it's not your business. And I mean that in the kindest way, and I think that you guys need to adopt that mentality too. Like, whatever you're working toward is not for everyone to know. It took me a long time to understand that, because there's something that's almost like, I don't know if it's pride or you're just proud of yourself, like, and you just kind of want, you know, to get your flowers, have people acknowledge your accomplishments, but you need to acknowledge your accomplishments. It's not for the world to applaud you every time you do something that you want to do. You don't even need that. And sometimes when you tell the world, you allow outside negative energy to come into it. And I'm big on that. If you show the world what you're working toward and say you're doing it and everything's going well, it only takes one green-eyed monster to look at your goals and to look at you and be like, they don't deserve that. And it will slip from your fingers. I guarantee you. And it's not me being superstitious. I am that too. But it's not me being that. I guarantee it's the minute someone looks at you sideways and your goals sideways, you're thrown off track. That's why I don't say anything to nobody. Nobody knows what I'm doing. There's a reason for that. Because I learned and I realized the minute, like after a while, there was a bunch of stuff that I was just sharing. Even let's talk about relationships. I don't trust people that post every waking moment of their relationship, and that's just the tea. Like, that's not me saying, is that a helicopter airplane? That's not me saying something negative. If you do that and you're happy, by all means, cool, happy for you. But there's a lot of couples out there that post like everything and they're not really happy. And it's because you have a lot of green-eyed monsters looking at your relationship. I'm telling you, like, it's something about it. It's something, I don't know. But anyways, I don't do it. I don't share it because it's not for you to know. It's not, like, it really is not. So that's what I'm gonna say about that. Moving on. I haven't used my flour baking powder from Beauty Bakery in a while, but I really want something really yellow to kind of snatch me today. I don't know why. So we're gonna use that. And then we're gonna just use our Fenty Sunstalk'r bronzer in Mocha Mami and warm up this face. But anyways, point number 2, set reminders. Set points in the year that you want to like accomplish certain parts of your goal. So if one of your goals is to pay off your credit card, then set goals as to how you're going to accomplish that. Sometimes that helps as well. And set reminders, almost like milestones as to where you should be throughout certain parts of the year. So say you want to pay off your credit card and your credit card's like $2,000. You could say from January to March, I want to have $500 off of it. And then from March to June, I want to have another $500 off of it. Just those little things kind of help you get there. And that way you can also check in with yourself and be like, where the heck am I at? Because $2,000 at November during Christmas time is not happening. I guarantee you. So if you can plan it strategically so that you can get to where you need to be by the end of the year, why not? So I definitely recommend reminders. And then it also forces you to check in on your goals. I checked in on my goals last month. And that kind of gave me an idea as to where I was with, there was like 6 in the beginning. I think it was 6 or 7. And then obviously some of them I had to readjust. And then I even added another 6 or 7 just because of the fact that I had to adjust to, you know, Corona and all this other stuff happening. So it also forces you to check in. There's no point in writing goals at the beginning of the year or even now and letting them collect dust. You need to write them down and check in on them. So tip number 2, set reminders, like milestones, and follow through with them. To highlight, I'm taking my Sephora Pro palette. I'm taking this golden girl over here. What's her name? LA. And that's what we're gonna use for our glow. And it's gonna be soft today, I promise. Like, that is it. And for blush, we're just using the Lise Watier, what is this, Blush on Powder in Mocha. This is what she looks like. Tip 3, be disciplined. I know it's not easy, especially when it comes to monetary goals. I totally understand that. However, you will get nowhere if you continue just to concede until like what you want. You're trying to strive for something bigger. I understand that that is what you want. You need to work toward it. Like you're not just gonna get it for free. But it's hard, especially even weight loss goals. It's hard. Trust me, that's why weight loss is never on my, never. You could look at that. It's never on my list of things to do because I have come to terms with the fact that me losing weight, getting in shape, anything like that has to be a self-love thing. It cannot be a numeral thing like pounds and stuff like that. My mind doesn't work that way and it ends up just depressing me. So personally, I can't look at weight loss as a number. It has to be, by the end of the year, I want to feel more flexible. Like that's how my goals have to be. It can't be, I need to lose 50 pounds. Because the minute I see that number and the minute I start plateauing after 5 or 10 pounds, I get disappointed and I give up. But if that's how you want to set your goal and that's what you want to accomplish, you need to be disciplined. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. So this is our cute ass base. I want to do kind of like a pink look, but I don't want it to be bright. I want it to be like this muted pink. Came in a little bit closer so you guys can see what I'm doing. We're going to be using the Jackie Aina palette. So sorry for my Canadian loves that have to buy this directly from Anastasia Beverly Hills, but she's who I'm using today. We are going to start with Credit. Actually, Credit and Ginger in the crease. Then we're gonna blend it out with Pinker. So like I said in the first tip, you shouldn't tell the world, but you can certainly tell your friends your goals. If they're your real friends, you should be able to tell them your goals. Now we're just going in with Supreme on the lid. So like I said before, you can certainly tell friends whom are actually your friends your goals. I see nothing wrong with that. You know why this is great? Because your friends can hold you accountable. They will tell you like, so what's going on with what you were supposed to be doing? We talked about this how long ago? Where are you at with it? Like a true friend who knows what you're actually really trying to accomplish will certainly be sure to, you know, follow up with you. And we love to see that, honestly. We really do. Yeah, your friends will hold you accountable. Bottom line. But yeah, that's the gist of it, is that when you share it with someone who really believes in your goal, they will make sure that you get there. 1000%. 1000, wow. Lower lash line with Pinker. And we're also gonna take a black liner of some sort, anything. And we're just gonna go on just the outer edge where we put that color. Don't need to go much further, just to bring a little definition to the eye. On a very small brush, I think I'm gonna put a little bit of Zam across the top. Yes, honey. Just across the lid ever so lightly. Like, I don't even know if you guys can see that, but from what I can see, shit looks fire. Bottom / inner corner, I'm just taking Soleil. Last 2 points. Make the time to achieve them. My goodness, I can't stress this enough. I hate when I talk to someone and they're like, I want to do this, I want to accomplish XYZ, and they're doing absolutely nothing right now to get them there. This is also the, what is this? Benefit They're Real mascara. They're doing absolutely nothing to ensure they get there. They're not making the time to do it. And I get it, like everyone has a life for sure. I personally have a day job. I work 40 hours a week. I'm full time, full friggin' time. And I'm making it work. Like, you have to. If you really honestly and truly want to accomplish something, you have to make the time for it, or else it's never gonna happen. Like, who's giving away stuff for free? Like, I wanna live in that world because I'd be a totally different person. It is what it is. As a woman, as a Black woman, like, I was never given anything for free. Never. Like, never. I don't even know what that is. But like, I have to work. I have to work and I have to work for it. I don't have the same luxuries as so many other people competing for the things that I want. So does that mean I'm gonna quit? No. It just means I just have to make the time for it. I'm not saying run yourself into the ground either, because I hate that mentality just as much, which is you're not supposed to take any breaks on the way to your goals. Shut the hell up. Like, honestly, shut up. Shut up. You are so loud. Because everyone has different ways of working. Everyone works at different paces. And some people don't work well burnt out. I'm one of those people that I think I function very well burnt out. It's like where I live. However, there are weekends or weeks where I don't make a YouTube video. It's like, I just need that time for myself. It is what it is. But every other day, people are like, oh, did you watch this? Did you do this? And I'm like, I don't have the time. I honestly don't, because I'm literally always, all my days off are not days off. My days off from work are days where I'm doing 10,000 other things. That's just what my life is. And then on top of it, I'm an adult who has a house that they need to clean. And like, look, you have to make the time for these things though. Like, that's the point, is that if you want it, it's not enough just to kind of put your blinders on and just focus on like school or focus on work or focus on whatever is like directly in front of you, because that's what, this is gonna sound stupid, I guess, but that's what the man and society wants from you. They really, especially if you're a Black person, especially if you're a minority, especially if you're a woman, they want you to put your blinders on and just be grateful that you are where you are. And you're just gonna be a little worker bee, and you're gonna work your way in that little, you know, pyramid that you're in. You're gonna work your way in that little facility for the rest of your life. That's exactly what they want. So if you don't make the time for it, there's absolutely no one who's gonna be walking around being like, hey, you wanna make your dreams come true? It doesn't happen unless you put yourself out there. Everything you do, everything you make time for is a resume. The same way you have to go into the world and you have to find a job and you have to gain experience, it's the same thing with your dreams. And I don't know why people don't think of it that way. You can have all the dreams in the world, but until you start putting time into your dreams, they're just that, dreams, and they will never come true. You have to make the time for it, because then even if the first thing doesn't pan out, at least you tried, and at least you have the experience to say, hey, I tried this, it didn't work out. Here's what I learned from it. Here's how the next time when I try it, I can make it better. Until you start doing that, not gonna happen. So you have to make the time. Come on. We're gonna pop on these lashes and come right back. These are the Nina lashes from RD Beauty. So I'm gonna pop on the Nina lashes from RD Beauty and come right back. They look nice. I'm just gonna put some more lower lash mascara, because I feel like with these lashes I need a little bit more smidgen drama. And then we're gonna line our lips with the MAC Chestnut lip liner. And we always overline our lips in this house. Still haven't decided what I want to put on my lips. I want something very pink, but I think my gloss will do that. So let's use UOMA Beauty's Eartha, and this is their Badass lipstick. Oh no, that's what I was supposed to use. I was supposed to use the Pat McGrath lipstick. I totally forgot. What is this, Christy? No, Christy's too. Christy. Beautiful Stranger. Yeah, that was really confusing. But for the lipstick, I use Pat McGrath's Beautiful Stranger, amongst other things. And yeah. And now we're just gonna top it with NYX Butter Gloss and Angel Food Cake, I'm pretty sure. Oh, this is too warm? I feel like it needs to be cooler. And our last tip is a bonus. Let's zoom out. Our last tip is a little bonus tip, and that is to ignore that bitch, the comparison monster. And I mean that with all love and all respect. to her. We, like, here's the thing with comparison. She can be motivating, but she can also be very, very detrimental. And I'm just saying that because I'm someone who loves to compare myself to others. It's like a sport to me. And I don't do it intentionally, but it is so, how do I want to say this? Is it detrimental? Yes. Like, I think that's the perfect word. Like, it's so detrimental to your growth. The minute I stopped comparing myself to others was the minute I saw growth. I cried. Like, I feel like I should be somewhere and I should be doing these things. And I feel like when you compare yourself to someone in that manner, you're not giving yourself the respect you're not giving yourself the respect that you are owed. Like, you're doing shit, you're working hard. Like, for me personally, it took me a minute to be like, yo, you work 40 hours a week. Like, sis, you work 40 hours a week, you are doing your damn best. And I have to talk to myself like that. I have to talk to myself like I'm my friend. And that's why when you are dealing with comparison, you cannot, like, leave no room. You want to compare yourself to others in the sense that you're like, I see that person doing it, I feel like I can do it too. You don't want to be comparing yourself to someone in the sense that, why does that person have that and I don't? They're two different entities, and you do not want to be on the wrong side of the train tracks, okay? It gets nasty, and it's not healthy, it's not good for you. And that's the thing. That's honestly what I'm just trying to point out, is there's healthy comparison and there's not so healthy comparison. So you need to ignore the nasty bitch. And the nice, motivating, lovely lady, you need to encourage her to grow, but not to fester. To be like, yes, I see what you're saying. I could certainly do that. I'm capable of doing that. I want to do that. But don't let it get negative. Why am I not doing that? Why does this person have this? Why they don't deserve that? No. Mm-mm. Not tolerated. It's just so bad for your energy and your aura. All that's like, no. If it's anything that Corona in 2020 has taught me, it's that you're exactly where you need to be. So you can't compare yourself to who's somewhere else, who's doing this, what so-and-so's doing, what so-and-so's saying, because you are not supposed to be there. You're not supposed to be doing those things. You are where you need to be for whatever reason. I have looked back on the last couple of years of my life, the last 3 years specifically, and if I think about every risk that I've taken, every time that I doubted myself, or every time that I pushed through the doubt, I have never had any regrets about how I have handled my life when it came to motivating myself to accomplish my goals. So I think it's really important that you have that mindset of you're exactly where you need to be. You can't compare yourself to someone else, and your flowers are coming. Your time will come. That's how I have to see it. That being said, what did you learn today? That's basically what I want to get at, because ultimately I understand 2020 has been a hell of a year, but I'm also very impressed with myself. This is not me coming on here to toot my own horn or anything like that. It's just that I feel like I've accomplished a lot in 2020 given the circumstances, and I feel like everyone should feel the same way. We got through a pandemic, a civil rights movement, and then we're also accomplishing our own goals on the side and still finding motivation in life and still thinking life is beautiful and that we're blessed and, you know, being humble. Those are all things that you had to work toward. That's a mentality that you had to work toward. So you should be very proud of yourselves for getting this far. However, that does not mean that you need to stop what you're doing right now and just call the rest of the year a wash. You need to keep going. The minute you stop, the minute you take your foot off the gas is when you stop moving. And the idea is that you keep moving forward, you keep motivating yourself to do what you want to do, and that's how you'll get there. Come on, like, you gotta drive the car. If you stop driving, how you gonna get there? A word. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you did like it, please give it a big thumbs up, comment down below like how you're feeling at the end of 2020. I really would love to know where you're at with your goals. You don't have to tell me anything specific, but just the mentality that you're having right now. Leave that in the comments down below. And as always, subscribe to me. It doesn't pay my bills yet, but it will one day. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.